Are you feeling tired? Tired of being stretched between what you want instantly and what you know is right? Do you ever ask yourself, why do I keep repeating the same old mistakes as if bound by destiny? The challenge in life isn't always external. The problem lies in the silent war within you, the war of the soul. In this special video, we won't just analyze philosophy. We will unlock 5 ancient secrets for the soul's growth and 5 rules to restore your inner order. These are not just maxims to be read. They are mirrors and sharp blades that touch upon your wounds, showing you that you are still capable of change. Your soul will grow in the direction of what it contemplates. Chaos will surrender to discipline, and freedom will begin where attachment ends. If you are ready to end the internal confusion and begin shaping a new character, hit the subscribe button so we can explore this complete map for the inner life together. Let's start now.
One, the soul grows in the direction of what it contemplates. This is no abstract metaphor. It is a silent law of the inner life. Whatever claims our attention will eventually become the very form the soul assumes. When we immerse ourselves in anxiety, envy, or fear, the soul shrinks. It learns to contract instead of expand. Yet when we turn our gaze toward the good, to beauty, compassion, or truth, the soul matures precisely in their direction, becoming whole, clear-sighted, and generous. I have often told those who are drowning in despair that the path out does not always begin with a grand action. It begins with a redirection of sight. Seek a fragment of virtue to contemplate a noble saying, a kind deed, a memory that proves you are not utterly defeated. Your attention is the seed, and the soul, no matter how withered, knows how to grow if it is planted in the right soil. 2. The soul rises when it remembers what it truly is. We are not as weak as our worst days lead us to believe. Hidden beneath the layers of fear and hurt is a self that was once resilient, kind, and clear-sighted, but which has been obscured by the mud of life. I have met many who perceived themselves as failures until a minute memory flashed across their mind, a time they assisted, another, a time they stood firm against, suffering, a time they held fast to what was right. And just like that, their spirit stood up. Write down those moments when you were virtuous, when you were strong. Read them again when you believe yourself worthless. Each line is a fragment of a mirror, reflecting the soul's true form. Remembering its nature, that is how the soul takes flight. 3. Ignorance chains the soul. Understanding sets it free, and understanding is not merely the accumulation of knowledge, but the light that clarifies what we have not yet dared to look upon. Many people live in fear, not because their circumstances are overwhelming, but because they have not yet clearly grasped what they are truly facing. When we name the pain correctly, it loses half its power. Ask yourself, what is truly happening to me? Where is the truth? And where is the story created by fear? Clarity liberates the soul, not through magic, but through the courage to confront reality. 4. The soul becomes what it habitually chooses. Character is not a gift. It is a construction. What we repeat daily, that is the very substance from which the soul is formed. We do not require dazzling internal revolutions. What is required are small choices. A moment of silence instead of an outburst of anger. A word of gratitude in the morning. A small, kind action. These things accumulate. Then, one day, you realize you have become a different person, not because destiny changed, but because the soul shaped itself with your very own hands. 5. A restless soul is one that has forgotten its inner order. Restlessness is not the enemy, it is a signal. It reminds us that we have forgotten our inner order, the values, principles, and rhythm of life that once kept us steady. Begin again with small but firm actions. Keep one promise to yourself each day. Dedicate a few minutes to stillness. Redraw the boundaries between what is important and what is superficial. Find a rhythm that stabilizes the mind. Walking, meditating, writing, praying. Internal order is not something found on a distant mountain. It is built daily within your own chamber. These 5 sayings, placed side by side, form a map for the inner life. Attention guides. Nature sustains understanding, liberates, habit shapes, and order preserves. I have seen many souls collapse and then revive by following this map, not because they were inherently stronger than others, but because they chose to be more persistent than their despair. If you feel you are lost in the shadows, remember this: your soul still has the capacity to grow. Even if you believe you are utterly exhausted, just one small choice, one small action, one small spark is enough to redirect an entire life. Today, choose one saying out of the 5, just one, and perform one small action in harmony with it. You do not need to become an entirely new person. Simply allow the soul gently incline toward the light. Little by little, you will find yourself standing firm again. If the first group spoke of the soul's nature and growth, this second group draws us into the silent war that takes place within every human being. It is a war without trumpets or drums, but full of scars, the conflict between what we know to be right and what we want immediately, between the whisper of reason and the clamor of desire. I have witnessed this conflict in myself and in the eyes of those who turn to philosophy when they no longer know how to make peace with their own being. These sayings are not meant to condemn desire or extremely praise reason. They are a guide to restoring the ancient harmony the soul once possessed. One, disorder in the soul begins when desire speaks louder than reason. Disorder in the soul does not appear from nothingness. It begins in one small moment when desire raises its voice and reason is relegated to the back seat. Desire is not the enemy. It is a primal energy, the drive that makes us live, seek, and create. But that energy is only benign when guided. When it takes the place of reason, we act without foresight for tomorrow. We chase fleeting gratification and trade away what is enduring. If you feel overwhelmed, stop and ask yourself, what is governing my life right now? What I want instantly, or what I know to be right? Simply posing that question gives reason a chance to speak again, even if only in a quiet murmur. 2. Harmony is the natural state of the soul. Wisdom is the path back to it. Good news for every exhausted soul. Harmony is your inherent nature. You do not have to build it from scratch. You only need to return to where you once belonged. I often picture harmony as a calm, still lake. Emotions, anger, fear, they are merely layers of wind that ripple the surface. But the nature of the lake is not the waves. Its nature is stillness. The path back to that stillness is wisdom, not academic knowledge, but the kind of wisdom that helps us see the truth hidden within the chaos. What is real? What is an echo of past hurt? And what needs to be released so the mind can rest? If you feel you are broken, remember, you are merely drifting away from your still nature. You have not lost it. Be patient and seek wisdom through books, experience, or through the pain itself. It will guide you home. 3. The soul shines when reason governs passion. A beautiful and true image. Passion is fire. Uncontrolled, it consumes. Guided, it illuminates the path. Many believe that living fully means living according to untamed emotions. But emotion cannot steer the ship. It only creates the waves. The rudder always belongs to reason. I am not telling you to extinguish passion. I am saying, allow reason to stand in the position of the fire keeper. If you are being swept away by emotion, ask yourself, before every decision, is this fire lighting my path or burning me? When reason governs passion, the light within you becomes warm, clear, and capable of sustaining others. Born. Through discipline, the soul learns to command the chaos within. Không ai có thể dẫn dắt linh hồn mình chỉ bằng cảm xúc tốt đẹp. Cần một điều khác kỷ luật. No one can guide their soul with good intentions alone. Something else is required discipline. Discipline is the art of reforging oneself through small, consistent actions. Waking up on time, keeping promises made to oneself, moderating the voice when angry, dedicating time to stillness. These seemingly insignificant things are the anchors that hold the soul steady amidst the storm. I have passed through phases of such profound internal disorder that I no longer trusted my own thoughts. Yet I still had discipline, those small habits, and they kept me from drifting away. If your mind is currently like a cluttered room, do not expect it to be clean immediately. Begin with one small corner. Discipline teaches the soul how to domesticate chaos from the inside out. 5. To heal the soul. One must first align thought, desire, and will. Healing is not a pleasant sensation. Healing is reconstruction. The soul recovers when thought, desire, and will are oriented toward the same direction. If thought yearns for the good, desire yearns for the fast, and will is weak, we will live in internal division. But when these three parts are rearranged, like the three pieces of a single current, a person becomes extraordinarily strong. Not because circumstances changed, but because the inner self achieved unity. Examine yourself. Is your thought clear? Where is your desire pulling you? Is your will strong enough to act daily, adjusting inch by inch? That is true healing. These 5 sayings do not merely describe the operating structure of the soul. They offer a guide to living more fully amidst the fluctuations that occur every day. They teach us that disorder has a cause, harmony has a home passion, requires a rudder. Discipline is the anchor, and healing is internal unification. If your current life is causing you to falter, choose one statement from this group and practice it today. A small decision, a small change, a small awareness. Those small steps, slowly yet surely, will lead you back to the harmony that your soul has always longed for. I believe no inner journey is more critical than the journey of turning inward to see one's own truth clearly. This group of statements is not an accusation. They are mirrors placed before us for the purpose of seeing, understanding, and healing. 1. A soul ruled by fear cannot hear the voice of truth. When fear takes command, truth is obscured, like the sun behind thick clouds. The fear of loss, the fear of judgment, the fear of change. All these turn our eyes into frosted glass, making us see only what is safe, artificial, or convenient. People do not avoid the truth because they lack wisdom. They avoid it because they fear the price of knowing. If you find yourself shrinking back from an obvious truth. Ask, what am I fearing more, the truth itself or its consequences? Naming the fear, viewing it plainly under the light that is the first step to hearing the genuine voice within. 2. The unexamined soul repeats its wounds as destiny. Without self-examination, we allow the past to continue scripting the future. Wounds that are not confronted become patterns of action. We repeatedly choose the same mistakes. We select relationships and habits that resemble the pain we once suffered. This is not some mystical destiny. It is the consequence of a soul living by instinct rather than by awareness. Self-examination is not self-reproach. It is the gentle light cast upon the place of pain. Writing down the wound, tracing the source of the reaction, identifying the pattern, these actions dissolve the inner blockage and liberate the potential for new choices. This is the most practical form of courage. 3. The soul that seeks truth fears no examination. He who truly seeks the truth does not shun examination. A courageous person is not one without scars, but one who allows the light to shine upon them. When you place yourself under the lens of truth, you may be momentarily unsettled, but you are also purified. Cultivate the habit of asking yourself daily, why did I react that way? Does this align with my values? That simple question is the grinding stone that sharpens the soul. Continuous examination transforms a person from a slave of reflex into the architect of their life. 4. The greatest poverty is a soul that refuses wisdom. Poverty is not a lack of material goods, but a closing off to the lesson. A soul that refuses wisdom is a dry well. No matter how abundant the surroundings, the core remains thirsty. Wisdom arrives through mistakes, through loss, and grief, through difficult dialogues. But if we close the door against that calling, we miss the deepest richness available. Ask yourself, am I willing to learn from failure? Am I humble enough to receive counsel? Opening the heart to the lesson that is the most prosperous path this life can offer. 5. Silence reveals the whispers of the soul that noise conceals. In noise, the soul is drowned out. In stillness, it whispers. Silence is not an escape, but the act of making space for truth to speak. When we put down the phone, stop the clamor, and sit with ourselves for a few minutes each day, the concealed will emerge, a genuine longing, a hidden fear, a direction that was never clear before. Practice stillness, a few minutes of slow breathing, writing without judgment, or simply walking without thinking of the to-do list. In that space, the soul's whisper becomes the most honest guide. Looking back at this entire group, we see a clear chain of thought. Fear obscures truth. A lack of examination turns pain into destiny. The seeker of truth welcomes scrutiny. Refusing wisdom is poverty, and silence is the language to hear the soul. If you are suffering, begin with one small action. Dare to name a fear. Write down a wound. Dedicate 5 minutes to stillness, or ask an honest question about the reason you do what you do. Just one step, not to achieve greatness, but to achieve correctness. The truth does not destroy a person. The avoidance of truth is what causes one to fall. Be courageous and look straight ahead, not to be condemned, but to be healed. When you practice self-examination, you do not just save yourself. You learn how to become a light for others on their own path. If the first 3 groups led us into the soul's nature order and self-examination, this 4th group opens up a distinct territory, ethics in action, where what we know must become what we live. Philosophy here ceases to be an idea for contemplation. It becomes a path to be walked step by step by our own feet. This group of statements contains the Stoic spirit in its purest form, bringing the light of virtue into moments of challenge where the good is no longer theory, but choice. 1. The soul's highest law is to seek the good, even in darkness. Even when surrounded by darkness, the soul knows where it must turn. The good is not an external command. It is an inner calling that even despair cannot extinguish. In the most challenging moments of my life, when self-belief was nearly depleted, there was still one small thing that made me stand up, a faint intuition that I must do what is right, even if only a very small part of it. If you are currently in some form of darkness, trust that the light still resides within you. The darkness may obscure the path, but it cannot strip you of the capacity to orient yourself toward the good. Every small choice toward virtue, be it holding one's tongue, being patient for a moment longer, or performing a kind deed silently, is an act of breaking through the night. 2. When the soul serves justice, it finds its own peace. Justice is the internal scale of the soul. When we live fairly, without distorting the truth, without exploiting the weak, without causing harm purely for personal gain, the spirit immediately becomes lighter. Peace does not come from victory or success. It comes from being able to look in the mirror without shame. I believe that most human unrest stems from the division between action and conscience. When we do wrong, we carry a burden that no one else can see. When we choose what is right, even at a personal cost, the heart remains calm. If you are facing a difficult choice, ask yourself, which decision will allow me to sleep peacefully tonight? Justice is always the path that leads directly back to serenity. 3. Every injustice wounds the soul of the one who commits it. Injustice is a double-edged sword. It wounds the victim and simultaneously corrupts the soul of the perpetrator. I have met many who felt powerful when they deceived, manipulated, or acted cruelly. But over time, their eyes became hollow. Their conscience withered. They won against others, but lost against themselves. If someone is being unjust to you, remember this, lest the pain turn you into them. If you are about to act unjustly, stop. Remind yourself that every wrongful action leaves a small cut in the soul, and those cuts accumulate into internal barrenness. Justice is not only about protecting others from harm, it is also about protecting your own soul from corruption. 4. A courageous soul chooses the good even when it trembles. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is choosing the good despite the trembling. Sometimes the right thing is the hardest thing, refusing an unjust gain, speaking a difficult truth, leaving a toxic environment, or standing up for someone when everyone else is silent. I have met individuals who were trembling, yet chose the righteous path. Their courage was not loud, not dramatic, but it held the power to change an entire life. If you are in a situation that demands valor, know that shaking does not make you less. It is precisely the choice of the good while trembling that makes you strong. 5. The noble soul seeks mastery not over others, but over itself. A noble soul does not seek to dominate others. It seeks self-mastery. In a world that glorifies external power, we often think being strong means making others fear us or compelling others to obey. But ancient philosophy clearly stated the greatest strength is self-control over our desires, anger, speech, and reactions. The most respectable people I have encountered were not those who commanded fear, but those who possessed the ability to utter a kind word, while angry to remain upright when everyone else yielded, and to refuse wrongdoing even when no one was watching. You cannot control others, but you can control yourself. You cannot make the world perfect, but you can make yourself just and upright. And that is the greatest freedom a human being can attain. This group of thoughts crystallizes an ancient ethical truth. Seek the good even in darkness. Maintain justice to find peace. Shun injustice to protect the soul. Be courageous even while trembling. Achieve mastery over yourself, not others. This is not an easy path, but it is the only path that leads the soul to nobility and freedom. If you are currently in a time of chaos, I urge you not to abandon the good. Do not let hurt turn you into the person you do not wish to become. Do not let fear make you act against your conscience. Begin with one small choice toward the good in your current circumstance. A kind word, a fair decision, an act of self-control. Those choices, repeated daily, will forge a moral strength that no adversity can destroy. In the inner journey, there is one territory that is the most sensitive and the easiest to get lost in the region of desire, pleasure, and attachment. Every ancient wisdom tradition converges on this point to achieve freedom. We must first understand how desire operates within us, not to suppress it, but to tame it, not to deny it, but to prevent it from unconsciously leading us astray. This group of sayings serves as a map for that journey, showing us where vice creeps in, where pleasure weakens the soul, where attachment binds, where fragmentation steals the will, and where disorder gives birth to illusion. 1. Vice enters the soul quietly, but it departs only after a struggle. Vice does not arrive with a knock on the door. It arrives with quiet footsteps, like thin mist settling on the shoulder. A small lie, a seemingly harmless indulgence, a choice that deviates from one's values by only half a step. All of these chart the vice's silent path. But when we wish to push it out, it clings with claws. If you are disappointed in yourself, understand this. The struggle is not proof that you are weak. It is proof that you are returning. Uprooting vice does not require a sudden explosion of will, but requires small, repeated choices in the right direction. Persistence is the grinding tool, and self-forgiveness is the light that keeps you from falling. 2. The soul grows weak when it consumes only pleasure. Pleasure is the dessert of life, delicious, but not meant to be the sustenance. A soul that seeks only what is easy and agreeable will not have the strength to confront challenges, just as a body fed only sugar will soon be exhausted. Pleasure soothes, but it does not strengthen. It lulls to sleep, but it does not nourish. If you feel empty despite a comfortable life, ask yourself, what am I feeding my soul with? Meaning effort, discipline, compassion, commitment. These are the true nutrients. Pleasure can keep you alive, but only confronting and overcoming challenges can make you grow. 3. The soul's freedom begins where attachment ends. Attachment is the rope that ties the soul's feet. We are not only attached to people or objects, we are also attached to expectations, identity outcomes, old beliefs, and a fragile ego. Attachment makes us fear change, fear loss, and fear letting go. But everything in life bears the mark of impermanence. Not accepting impermanence is refusing the truth. Freedom arrives when we gently open our hand not to lose, but to free ourselves from the pressure to keep everything permanently intact. If you are hurting over something you cannot control, know that letting go is not failure. Letting go is agreeing to let the soul breathe. Four, a soul divided against itself loses its power to choose. Internal conflict is not just exhausting, it is paralyzing. Reason desires one thing. Desire yearns for another. Values move in one direction. Emotions pull in the opposite. When the soul is divided, the will vanishes like a lamp blown out by a strong wind. The solution is not to suppress a part of oneself, but to listen to every part. Reason, emotion, fear, hope, all have a reason for existing. When each part is acknowledged, the internal tearing subsides and a common voice can be formed. If you are confused and unable to decide, know that this is not impotence. It is a sign that you need to restore inner unity. From unity comes choice. 5. The soul's confusion is the birthplace of illusion. When the mind is confused, the world becomes distorted. We mistake the right for the wrong. We exaggerate our fears. We believe in fantasies. We think we are not enough, not worthy, without a way out, even though these are all illusions, born from a trembling soul. I do not use the word illusion in a mystical sense, but in the simple sense, the stories we tell ourselves when we are unsettled. If you are bewildered, do not rush to any conclusion about yourself or your life. Do not trust every thought that arises during the storm. Wait for the mind to settle. Then you will find that many things are not as you imagined. This group of thoughts outlines a very real map of the soul, navigating desire and attachment. Vice arrives quietly, departs with difficulty. Excessive pleasure leads to weakness. Attachment robs freedom. Internal division takes away the will. Confusion gives birth to illusion. But simultaneously, it offers us the remedy. Patiently improve little by little. Seek strength in meaning, not pleasure. let go to become light. Reconcile the inner self for clarity. Settle the mind to see the truth. If you are hurting over something you cannot let go of, tired from empty pleasures, or confused by a fragmented inner self, I want to tell you, you are not broken. You are merely in the midst of a battle that every soul must undergo. Be patient. Settle down. Let go gently. Choose one action toward the good, no matter how small. Each such step will loosen the bonds, expand the living space within your heart, and guide you back to the freedom that the soul inherently possesses. This final volume opens up a wider sky. The soul is not merely an internal entity, but a string resonating in harmony with the cosmos. Here, philosophy shifts from individual existence to the relationship with everything greater: time, other people, destiny. These sayings are both sacred and practical. They remind us that where we place our love, our future grows. Where we keep the truth, there we are faithful. Where we forget our purpose, there we are imprisoned. And when we turn toward the good, the entire universe seems to align with us. One, where the soul directs its love, there it plants its future. Love is the seed of destiny. Love is not merely a fleeting emotion. Love is an act of prioritization, the place where we sow our time, energy, and meaning. Where your heart rests, your life will sprout. Loving the right place is cultivating a worthy future. Loving the wrong place is planting a barren field for yourself. If you are hurting from a broken relationship or a debilitating job, ask, where have I sown my love? If that soil is poor, redirecting your love, even slightly, is replanting the future. Love does not just fill the moment. It shapes the entire journey. 2. A soul that honors truth cannot betray itself. Loyalty to the truth is loyalty to one's life. When you honor the truth about your needs, limits, and values, you protect the soul from all internal betrayal. Betrayal often stems from living for expectation, for image, or for false security. Honoring the truth grants you the right to say no, gives you the courage to leave and the ability to choose what is fitting. Light a small candle of truth every day, a word spoken truthfully to yourself, an action without deceit. Because when you do that, you cannot choose the path of self-betrayal. 3. When the soul forgets its purpose, the world becomes its prison. A prison does not always have bars. Sometimes it is a series of meaningless days. When purpose falls asleep, everything around becomes shackles, soulless work, empty relationships, mechanical habits. The confinement is not imposed by the world, but by the forgotten soul. Remembering purpose, even a small impulse, wanting to help, to create, to care, is unlocking a door back to freedom. If you feel stuck, do not immediately seek an external exit. Ask, what is my purpose this morning? The answer might be very small, but sufficient to break the lock. 4. Where the soul directs its love, there it plants its future. This saying returns like a reminding bell repeated because the truth needs to be heard multiple times. Love is not impulse. It is a choice with consequences. Review your daily priorities. They are precisely where you are planting the future. Choose to plant in good soil, and the fruits will follow. 5. When the soul turns toward the good, the universe aligns to guide it. When the soul inclines toward the good, the world responds. It is not that everything becomes easy, but a subtle thing occurs. The right people assist you. More opportunities appear where previously there were only walls, and a natural flow opens up. This is not mystical magic, but the consequence of congruence when you live in harmony with your values. Your actions and circumstances clash less. Thus favorable conditions arise. Begin with a gentle incline toward the good, a sincere action, an upright choice, a kind word the world will answer in its own way. Taken as a whole, this sixth group is a soft but resounding conclusion. The soul is the planter, love is the seed, truth is the compass, purpose is the door, and the good is the direction that brings the cosmos into alignment. If you are seeking direction, begin by observing where you place your love. Ask yourself, does what I love elevate me? Does it sow a life worth living? Honor the truth. Reiterate your purpose. Incline toward the good. Take small steps slowly but persistently. When the soul harmonizes with truth and the good, you are no longer alone. You step into a greater current where every small action resonates and every day of your life becomes meaningful. Let your love be rightly placed. There the future is planted, and the universe will gently incline to walk with you. We have completed the journey of building inner order, from understanding that attention shapes the soul, to realizing that discipline is the anchor against inner chaos. Remember, you do not need a grand revolution. You only need one small action, one small choice, one small redirection every day. Your soul still has the capacity to grow. Do not let old wounds become your destiny. Do not let fear obscure the truth. Before we finish, do this one thing. Choose one saying from the principles we discussed today. Will you start by changing what you contemplate, or will you practice one small act of discipline? Share the saying you chose and the specific action you will take in the comments section below. If this video brought you clarity or solace, please hit like and share it. And if you wish to continue this Stoic journey in search of inner strength and peace, don't forget to subscribe to the Stoic Quotes channel. Thank you for listening. See you in the next video.